Hey, how's it going? As promised in the previous video, today I'm gonna continue working on a progress button by implementing circular wheel. It's not something that iOS developers are gonna be familiar with. I think it's just an Android specific feature, but it looks cool and I think it can be applied to both Android and iOS apps. So that's the final result we're gonna get today. Shrinking animation was implemented in the previous video, so go ahead and check it out if you wanna learn how to do that. What we're gonna do today is that real animation that expands your circle button to the whole screen. I'm gonna use this project for developing, but I'm gonna reset to my previous commit where I left the last time, and we're gonna do the reveal from scratch. Alright, let's check it out. Alright, that's how I left the last time. But first I wanna give you some tips about Flutter development, especially in Android Studio. So a setState function is pretty common to call in Flutter, and in Android Studio there is an autocomplete which looks like this. You press tab and your cursor is outside the function where you wanna type, right? So you always need to change it from that. So you can fix it just by creating your own live template, which you can do in here for select Flutter and add new. So here's my set state template, and you have a cursor variable to set a cursor. Or also I created several more. For example, this page. So the point is you don't need to wait for Google to create a file and live templates for you. You can create it easily by yourself and make your development experience much easier. Alright, so first I want to create a new page. For it, just call it a, and here's a template that I created. Now let's replace my home page with this. Alright, here is an empty screen. First, what I want to focus is just animating the circular wheel. So let's create a new package. And first it's gonna be a circular wheel widget. And a custom paint for it. I think it's Painter actually. And let's draw a simple circle in the middle of the screen first. Let's delete new keywords, and I'm gonna wrap it in a center. Child is gonna be a custom paint with my painter. Alright, here is a simple circle, and let's animate it. I'm gonna simply start the animation with a delay in init state. Here. And add listener is a value listener which we can get this way. We're gonna use it for a fraction animation. to pass it into a painter. Over here. And shader paint, we are gonna check for a fraction. If it's the same as in the previous frame, then we do not repaint, otherwise we need to repaint. And our radius is gonna be, let's extract it as a variable, 4 plus, let's say 500. First let's animate 200 times fraction. Yeah, this should be in a reveal function. And to start the animation, we call controller forward. Alright, here's a partial reveal. Now let's just hard code the value and see what's gonna happen. Yeah, here's a basic circular reveal with a hard coded value. And now what I need is to get this size of a screen or of a container, and I'm gonna pass it with a size field. In a constructor. And I can get it this way. Because the interesting part about Flutter is that, as you see, I didn't hardcode any size for my circular wheel widget or painter, any of this stuff. So it just adjusts automatically by itself. So first let's print the size. It's a size of this painter. And let's see what we have on different frames. Oh yeah, we actually have 0 size on each frame. So you see, we cannot use this size for getting our final radius values. So now let's try screen size. Yeah, that's more like it. 411 TPs is the width of the screen and 683 is the height. This is a Nexus 5X, and I have this website material.io tools devices to check screen sizes. So let's compare it. Nexus 5X. So it's 411 times 731. So we probably get this size of a screen, this part. Alright, so perfectly our final radius should be aligned from a center of circle to the corner of the screen. Let's fix that. Right, and it's a much more optimized way to get your radius. Now let's incorporate this reveal into our progress button. So here's my progress button. Basically, I'm just gonna leave it like it is, but this circular reveal widget is gonna be called circular reveal button now. Reveal progress button. All right, let's see. Yes, it's now what I'm gonna do here is wrap my progress button. Let's actually move it to this package. Wrap it in this real progress button widget in here as a child of a painter. Over here you can put it like this, and progress. Alright, here you go. We've got an reveal with the button overlaying on top. That's exactly what I want. I want the reveal be underneath the button, but triggered at the end of the button animation. So this reveal function should be called from a progress button, this widget. You can do it by passing it in a constructor. I'm gonna create a function. So just call it a callback. And it's gonna be passed in a constructor here. Like that. And our progress state is gonna call that function at the end of the animation. So here's the animate button function. It's in shrink animation. Then there is a progress going on here for 3 seconds. And after that, let's set one more delay. It's gonna be 300 milliseconds after it's set to complete state. We're gonna do this widget callback, which is this field. You can access it this way. And now I can remove this reveal timer from init state. Alright, and now it's triggered by progress button animation set. Let's change the color to green. And now this elevation should not be displayed on a reveal animation. So let's create a field. Yeah, I'm already handling elevation manually, so it's gonna be easy. Not the cleanest way, but I'm gonna create one more flag for reveal animation. And I need a more complex function here now. Alright, let's try it. Yeah, here you go. It looks much better now without elevation and the same color. Now what I want is to add some margin for a login button. I'm gonna do it in my page. And give it 32 margin. And it might appear as a problem, right? Because our reveal progress button widget, which is both the reveal and a button itself, are wrapped in a padding. So its maximum size should be of this area, right? Now let's see what happens. The cool part about Flutter is that my custom paint is actually ignoring the padding. So let's see if it's gonna work if we put our button to the bottom of the screen. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it in a container and set alignment to and actually I don't need this center widget in my button. Like that. Let's see if it's gonna work. And I need to fix my final radius to this line. This margin is 32 and the height of a button is 48, so the width is gonna stay the same. Now the height is gonna be minus 32.0 minus 24. Yeah, now it's takes the whole screen. It's a hard-coded value because I know my position of the button. Later, when I figure out how to get absolute coordinates, I'm gonna fix it for a more flexible approach. And here it is, the whole implementation of my reveal progress button. Now a bit out of topic, but something that you might want to write is actually starting a next screen after the end of the animation, right? Which you saw in my final example. And I'm gonna show you how to do that. Let's create a new page here. It's just gonna be empty and I don't care about what's there. And here declare routes for route for this page. And let's start this page from the end of the animation, which is here. Now in the reveal progress button, in here in the reveal function, I'm gonna set a status listener. If it's completed, then we're gonna start a second page. Alright, that's how it should be. Right, the second page is open, but you see this ugly sliding animation, which does not look good for opening a screen from a circular wheel. What we want is a fading animation. There is no fast way for implementing it out of the box with the Flutter framework, but using this library, it's fairly easy. So let's add it as a dependency. And it's a router library for replacing default Flutter router. We're gonna delete this. And create a function init paths. First to register our paths with this library. This is how you define it. First you need to declare home this way. And one more for our second page. Alright, now let's see what we got. And now we can start our pages with that code. Now what's here? Yes, navigation, init paths. And in my reveal progress button, instead of navigator off, I'm gonna start it that way. Oh yeah, and I forgot to set it in here on generate routes. This way. And I think I forgot to initialize it actually. Yeah. Right, a much better animation. Now to reset your state to the initial, when clicked back, you can do it by adding a deactivate. And for this widget I'm gonna set fraction to null, and for this one I need to set state to 0 is written to false, and width to infinity. Now let's try. Yeah, and it's reset to the initial state. Deactivate function is being called when you close the page. So that's it for this tutorial. You can get the source code in the description. Click like if you liked it, subscribe. I'll talk to you later.